Welcome to RomWills Money Matters. Change your mindset to escape poverty. And wherever you might be, you might not be totally poor, or I would hope not, but wherever you are now, unless you are a wealthy 0.01% person, you need to hear this. It's all about changing your mindset, but especially poverty. Because one of the things is when you see poor people out here, it's not so much their money. It's not their money. They might think it's their money, but that's their mindset. Because if it was their money, why would there be like franchise restaurants and all types of stores in poor neighborhoods? And I've said that before. There's plenty of money there, but it's their mindset. It's their mindset. What are they doing to stay poor? Usually poor people, they get their little bit of money and they spend it right away. In fact, I saw a video a few weeks ago. It was talking about why so many people are caught up. And I remember a comment. It was like, hey, stop smoking those cigarettes. There was a woman being interviewed, and during the interview, she was just constantly smoking cigarettes. They cost a lot of money. They cost a lot of money. I don't even know. I've never smoked. But there was one time I did get a pack of cigarettes for somebody I was working with on one of my 1,000 jobs because she helped me out with something. And I was like, damn, this is a lot of money. I was like, how she do this? But it was her mindset. And if you look at the mindset of poor people, a lot of them are just stuck. They don't see anything better. What they've learned to do is survive in the circumstances that they are in. That's the difference. But that's a mindset. You have to change it. You have to change it. You're not stuck. You got to get out of survival mode. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. And it's tough too. It is tough. With all due respect, it's tough, especially if that's what they were born into. That's what they've been around. That's the type of people they've been around. They're in that environment, but they taking that on. One of the things they have to do is change their mindset. Like, I'll use myself for an example. I've said before, without hesitation, I've been in some poor environments. I've been damn near homeless one time. But I had the mindset to keep working to get out of that. I remember I said there was one job where I started off minimum wage. But that was only for 2 weeks. That's because my mindset was not a minimum wage mindset. My mindset was, how can I make more money? In fact, on another job, there was a young man who he started off. He's a PhD. He started off minimum wage, but he was made a manager within a couple of weeks. But that was his mindset. Look, if you want to get out of whatever financial situation you're in, it's not about how much money you're making. It's about your mindset. That's why, like, you get some people, like I actually know someone who's familiar with someone who has won a lottery, millions of dollars. And things weren't going well for this person. That's because their mindset was still, I would say, it wasn't quite poverty, but it was working class. They still had that mindset. See, one of the things that's important is how you're thinking. That's why you can take a millionaire. In fact, I've talked a few times about this TV show. It's called Undercover Billionaire. And it was this guy, it was a billionaire, and they dropped him off in a city he had never been to and only gave him $100. And he was still able to build up something, not quite $1 million, but he was able to still get a business started and everything. That's because of his mindset. I'm gonna tell you what, that's the thing. That's one of the main things about this channel. It's about your mindset. Like, if you're thinking as a poor person, that's where you're going to be. Or you thinking as a working poor person, that's where you're going to be. or especially a lot of middle class people. Let me talk about that for a second. Let's say you solidly middle class. And one thing, I saw a statement about the middle class that was very appropriate. They are just one paycheck away from becoming poor. It don't take much for them. Some emergencies, something. Because one thing with the middle class, a lot of times they want to keep up with the Joneses. They'll buy like wealth reducing liabilities. They will buy stuff just, to keep up with the Joneses, just to look like it. They'll buy an expensive car. Meanwhile, that rich person or that wealthy person, they not going to buy that car unless, they can pay cash for it. And a lot of times they'll drive around in a more modest car. Meanwhile, and wear more modest clothes. Meanwhile, the middle class person, their mindset is to look better than what they are. But that's their mindset. If they put that same money, they take that money out of spending on wealth reducing liabilities and put it into income producing assets, they would actually make money. But see, that's once again, that is the mindset. What are you thinking about? What are you spending your money on? See, that's the key. You're not just spending it on stuff that's just going to take money from you. That's why they can start off middle class. Not middle class, working, they can start off poor, no money, no job, anything. But if they have the right mindset, they could be making money. And there's been stories of people like that, but they had the mindset to go from an impoverished position to someone who was rich. That's all it was. That's all it was. You have to change your mindset. Now, how would you do that? One, just realize your thinking is jacked up. Realize your thinking is jacked up. You got to change that first. Two, read the books you can. Three, hang out where the rich people go. Just however you get there, take a bus, drive that hoopty, whatever. Go to where the rich people are. Just be around them. And if you're in a position, like say you get a job somewhere, like being a server at some high-end restaurant, pay attention to the people in there. What are they talking about? How are they behaving? Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that, because you have to change your mindset, change how you're thinking. It's not working for you. If you in the whatever financial position you're in, you'll probably stay there until you have the mindset to go otherwise. Like I said, I've been minimum wage, but didn't stay there long. And then when I started on this, doing videos full time, my income jumped greatly. But my mindset was changed. So if you want to escape whatever poverty or whatever financial position you're in, you have to change how you're thinking. Read books, hang out in different areas. If you can be around some people who are actually doing something, listen to them. Pay attention to them. Even on my 1,000 jobs, I would pay attention to the people who are doing really well. Like one job I was on, there was a young man. He would come to work dressed up. He didn't really need to, but he would come dressed up, and he was doing well. They were like promoting him quick and everything. You have to have that mindset, all right? Change your mindset to escape poverty, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. You know the deal. Let's go make that money.